Hello, everyone. Welcome to Right Away. It's a show, it's a jam, it's the best of both worlds, and it's starting right away. Hello, folks. I'm Laura Livingston. I'm your host for Right Away. I am the artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater in New York City. And this show is a co-production between Freestyle Rep and Synergy Theater in Walnut Creek, California. Two companies divided by a continent, but united in the conviction that improvisation is an essential and important part of theater. This is a special edition of Right Away. Those of you who've seen us before know that the audience joins together in a jam writing session for the first half of the show. This time around, we did not have a jam session. We instead had what I am referring to as the Anath Garber Show. One audience member, our pal Anath Garber, and I gathered together 4 writers. We gave them initial suggestions for their plays. We set a time limit of 45 minutes, and we created 4 or 5, I think 5 suggestions that we fired to them during that 45 minutes. And what you're seeing is the culmination of that 45 minutes. Our writers are Lisa Gay Thompson, who is in her 6th season of writing with the Monday Night Playground, and she's had several plays done there. She has won People's Choice Awards, and she has had a play produced that was actually written during a Right Away session. We also have Chris Harcum. He's an award-winning actor and playwright and filmmaker. He's one half of the long-form improv duo Pedro and Chris, and is a founding member of Elephant Run District. And his award-winning short comedy films include The Big Pivot, Coney Island Promise, and Beyond and Above, all of which you can see, I believe, on YouTube. Kat Coppett is a co-director of Mopco Improv Theater in Schenectady, New York. She's the founder of the organizational development company Coppett, and she's written 2 books on the subject of applied improvisation. And finally, Bill Marsili. He is the co-writer of the romantic time travel thriller Deja Vu, starring Denzel Washington. He's been a guest lecturer at many film and screenwriting programs across the U.S., including those at NYU, University of Southern California, UCLA. And as a performer, he was in the original off-Broadway company of Tony and Tina's Wedding. So let's bring everyone on screen now. The playwrights, our suggestion giver extraordinaire, Anath Garber. Let's all say hello. And Nath, I'm glad you can join us. I'm not sure she's coming on screen, but I know she is listening. And we are going to read to you these never seen before plays. Most of us reading have never even glanced at them. We'll start out with Lisa Gay. Oh, first, before we start, let me just tell the audience members who are joining us now or watching our video that what we asked the playwrights to include in their scripts as they were writing. The first suggestion Anath and I sent them was one of the characters has to use a baby stroller. Later, we sent them a line of dialogue that never sucked so bad. Then we asked them to immediately repeat the sentence they had just written 2 more times. Then we put in a red strobe-like effect. And finally, we asked them to repeat the sentence they had previously repeated 3 more times. They did that all in the course of 45 minutes. Anath and I and everyone who might be tuning in or watching on video now get to see the results. Lisa Gay Thompson, why don't you remind us of what we gave you to start out with? And tell us anything you need to about the world premiere of your play. Take her away.
All righty. Well, I think we just call this the Dark Anniversary. And that was the suggestion that I wrote the play on. I asked for a reason for the play to exist, and that was the prompt that I got. And so I'll read a couple stage directions, but otherwise take it away. Everyone's on stage.
Except for Anath and me, we're going away. We'll just we'll watch from the dark here.
Sit, sit. Thank you all for gathering once again. I thought we might not make it this year, what with the melting tarmac and the falling icicles, but ingenuity will out, as I always say. Magic and more await us as we move into the darkest night, as we await the felling of the symbolic tree, the dark anniversary, the last anniversary.
What's in the stroller, Gladys?
No need to shout, Cecil. We're all right here.
I'm excited. There are so many surprises on the dark anniversary.
Your enthusiasm is appreciated. Some people aren't able to muster, enthusiasm or anything else.
Darling, your airing of our personal problems in a public forum is much appreciated, as usual.
Don't be so sensitive. There's not a man alive can muster anymore. There's no shame.
Even so, some things should stay under the sheets.
I'd even be happy with a little under the shirt.
My God. To think I once found you sophisticated, captivating. Who was I then?
You were never sucked so bad.
You're vulgar.
I hate to interrupt this lovely tete-a-tete, so charming and so not different than last year, but the rest of us are here to celebrate. Can you two put this aside, please, and tell us what's in the stroller?
You're right, my dear child. Jobel and I will shut up our spat and throw away the keys, yes?
Fine. Just be nice.
There's a surprise waiting for all of us.
There's a surprise waiting for us all!
Yippee, there's a surprise waiting for us all.
As you know, on this date 30 years ago, the last tree was felled in our colony. Every year we gather to commemorate that moment. We spend the first decade mourning, the second decade in fear of what would commence, and we've spent the last decade, what?
In drunk misery and existential freefall.
I would have said relieved.
Yes, relieved. You nailed it on the head.
Because there have been no consequences. Our actions didn't bring the universe to an end. We didn't run out of oxygen.
But of course, there are no birds or wildlife of any kind. And when the wind blows, there's nothing to break it but walls, and there are no more tree houses. And this is the last anniversary, n'est-ce pas?
But who needs tree houses without any children, right?
Here, here.
A red light pulses throughout the room.
So, what's the surprise?
Gladys reaches into the stroller and holds aloft the surprise.
A fake pine cone.
Not fake.
Don't you fuck with me, Gladys. I can't anymore. You know this is the last night of the world, so let's get on with it.
It's not a joke. I know I'm alive, but I do still love you, even on this darkest of nights.
Where? How?
It came to me in a dream. I dug a hole, and there it was.
Then there could be others. Thank God it isn't too late. We can avert the end after all.
What is this red light? My eyes are hurting.
Turn it off.
It's not me. It's coming from above.
There's a surprise waiting for us all.
There's a surprise waiting for us all.
Fuck. There's a surprise waiting for us all.
A loud explosion is heard, and everything goes red. End of play.
Okay then.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I actually I was stunned by the introduction of the pine cone. And then you really did toy with my emotions. I thought humanity was saved. Damn it.
Yes, my finest work.
It was. I really was. I don't know if you have stuff to say and not feel free to jump in, but I actually went when the pine cone came in.
Oh, well, it was fun. Thank you for reading it.
Reading, yeah. Nice character choices. Excellent. All right, Chris, what do you want to tell us?
Oh, let's see. I'm calling this one Le Petit Déjeuner. The prompt I was given, I asked for something that you might be surprised to find in a hotel room overseas, and I took the suggestion a bidet. And you
Just tell us whatever you think we need to know to set the stage, and Anath and I are waiting in the audience.
um, there is a play about to be read to you. That's all. That's all you need. So take it away when you three are ready.
A hotel room in Paris. Linda is in bed eating a chocolate bar. Sam enters from the bathroom in a robe.
That's so refreshing. We should get one of those for back home.
Mm,
I feel 3 pounds lighter under there.
I get it.
Sorry.
No, I'm happy for you.
Sam draws open the curtains.
Even the sunlight is more sophisticated here. How's the chocolate?
There's a little bit left if you want it.
Nah, you go ahead.
It's a little off, like they put it in some fondue.
Sam,
Come
struggles.
on. Mm.
Sam struggles to open the window.
Oh, even their traffic sounds smart.
If you say so. Look, I know this was important to you. I'm sorry I...
Mm,
I'll get it. Merci.
Sam pushes a 1960s perambulator into the room.
Isn't this wonderful?
It's a joke, right?
It's part of the charm.
Sam pulls the top back on the perambulator, revealing a covered dish.
Voila, le petit déjeuner est servi. You stay there, I'll bring it over to you.
I'm not really hungry.
Sam takes off his robe and is completely naked.
What are you doing?
When in Rome,
We're not in Rome.
we were told to add some spice.
I don't find violating health codes romantic.
Don't worry, I cleaned everything down there just now, remember?
Sam hands Linda a baguette.
Try it. You never had something so good.
Christ, Sam, it's just bread.
Come on!
Linda takes a bit.
That never sucked so bad.
Sam gets up and starts to get fully dressed.
Why are you constantly being a downer about everything?
What are you talking about?
We got away from them. All that stuff. And you just shit on everything.
What? The chocolate is just chocolate. The light is just light, and the noise is just noise. I'm sick of the pressure of having to ooh and ah over every little thing like it doesn't exist elsewhere. We have all of this at home.
Sam tucks in his shirt, zips up his pants, and stares at her.
We don't have the thing that shoots water up your crack, but you can pick up one at the hardware store.
We agreed we'd be different here.
We don't have that thing that shoots water up your crack, but you can pick up one at the hardware store. We don't have the thing that shoots water up your crack, but you can pick one up at the hardware store.
What's wrong with you?
I don't want to be here.
Sam sits on the edge of the bed.
Oh,
I don't want to pretend anymore.
glad it's out in the open.
You wanted this to be some magical thing that would save us, and it can't.
I know.
You want us to be away from all that stuff back home, and
What?
I've changed.
I know. Been together 20 years now.
No, I mean, I don't see things the way you do.
No?
I think things are better now,
What things?
the way things are going.
Back home?
Yes.
I don't know what to say.
A red light on the phone on Linda's side of the bed blinks.
You should get it.
Sam walks around the bed, looks at Linda, and picks up the phone.
Bonjour. Oui. Non. Ce n'est pas nécessaire. D'accord.
Sam walks over to the perambulator, looks at the contents inside, and sits back on the edge of the bed.
We don't have the thing that shoots water up your crack, but you can pick one up at the hardware store. We don't have the thing that shoots water up your crack, but you can pick one at the hardware store. We don't have the thing that shoots water up your crack.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not going back.
What?
You're done with me, and I'm done all that insanity. And you're wrong. The bread, the light, the noise, even the chocolate is better. And it is nice to have something civilized to help keep you clean down there. Otherwise, just walking around with some shit for other people to deal with, even when they shouldn't have to. But that's how it is. My shit is better than your shit. My shit is more important than your shit. Worship my shit. Pay for my shit. Believe in my shit. It's just shit.
Coffee is good here.
Yay!
Ah,
You know?
great.
And our fake son that doesn't actually exist is dead. Dead, do you hear me?
They just sent the wrong cheese to your room. That's all.
Oh, man. It actually surprised me to hear that line of dialogue that we gave you come at that moment. That sucked so bad or whatever it was. I can't think now. That never sucked so bad. That was cool. And again, very nice readings. I was caring about you people and your falling apart lives. And
Really
I'm
nice.
secretly in love with Kat. I just can't ever tell her. So
yeah, oh, that's nice. That's so nice.
Phil and I
You
go
know
way
each
back.
other from
I vocalize
a while
my
back.
inner monologue.
We go way, way back.
Yeah.
It's true.
I want to tell people who are watching this that Right Away is a show we do once a month. There'll be another one in February. If you go to synergytheater.org and check out their online programming, you will see a list of the shows we have coming up if you would like to join us. And we will be reinstating the jam where anyone who comes can write the next time around. But for now, I am going to read a play along with Bill, written by Kat Coppett in 45 minutes.
I am being told that I don't have permission to open my documents. So give me 1 second.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? I hope I do.
Sometimes as a writer, you just have to give yourself permission to do that.
I know, right? Give me 1 second. Maybe the ones that I sent off to you, I can open from there. I guess just give me 1 second, and if not, then I will have one of you read the stage directions, but I think, or resend it back to me, but I think I can, here we go. Let's see if I can open it here. Okay, got it. Brilliant.
All right. Do you need to set any scene for us or anything?
I will just say that my suggestion was, I asked for something you know to be true. I got the suggestion of gravity is good. And I think that's all you need to know. I will read stage directions. A pastoral orchard. Izzy and Frank sit under an apple tree. There's a beautiful picnic blanket laid out in front of them and a baby stroller off to the side of the picnic blanket.
I'm just saying that maybe it's worth being more discerning.
Discerning?
Everyone is so willing to believe things just because they've been told to believe them.
Sure, but
We need to be more aware. Just because some old dude hundreds of years ago made up some story doesn't mean it's true.
you mean Isaac Newton?
Whoever. The point is, we've come a long way since then. Maybe we don't need gravity anymore.
I get what you're saying. I mean, it is good to re-examine things and not just
Exactly. People are so dumb. It's like sheep.
But I mean, gravity is kind of. I mean,
What? Have you ever seen gravity?
well, I mean, if I drop this plum,
Drop
That's
the plum and it lands on the blanket.
yeah, that's not seeing gravity, okay? So the plum dropped, but there could be all sorts of reasons for that. Who knows what they build into those things? You've been reading up on bioengineering?
you think the plum falls because of bioengineering?
I'm just saying it's possible. You can't prove it's not why.
You hear a soft whimper from the baby stroller.
Oh dear, she's waking up.
She walks over to the stroller and rocks it softly. The baby quiets. Frank takes a big bite of the plum.
I think we should do away with it.
Do away with it.
Pass a law. No more gravity. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Wait. No, imagine how much easier life would be. I could just leave the plum right in front of my face, take a bite of it anytime I wanted. I think they just created gravity to control and distract us.
Frank, come on.
What? Are you so brainwashed that you won't even consider my position?
You can't be serious.
I'm totally serious. I'm tired of being dragged down by this power structure.
The power structure of gravity?
Yes. Look, you remember when we went skiing and I broke my leg?
Of course. That was terrible.
I bet it never sucked so bad before Newton invented gravity. Right? I could have just floated right back up the mountain instead of crashing into that tree.
Ha ha.
I'm not joking.
Frank, Newton didn't invent gravity. He discovered it. Gravity is a law of nature. Everything would fall apart without it.
Coward.
What?
You're just not open to a new way of doing things.
It's impossible, Frank. Everything would fall apart, cease to exist without gravity.
How do you know?
How do I know? How do I know? Every scientist in the world for 500 years.
I don't trust them. It's a conspiracy.
Okay, then what about everything sitting on this blanket?
You don't know what they did to it.
Our bodies, the starts, eating and drinking water. I can't believe we're having this conversation.
I hate how close-minded you are.
Frank, what is going on?
What do you mean?
What is going on?
What do you mean?
I mean, what the hell is going on with you?
I don't know what you mean.
This is crazy. You can't really believe that gravity isn't real.
I certainly do. I'm tired of just accepting everything the experts say. I don't want our daughter to grow up in a world where she's limited that way.
What? Our daughter wouldn't exist without gravity. Her blood wouldn't flow. Her bones wouldn't develop. She couldn't eat or drink. I can't believe you don't know this.
Elitist.
Okay.
Frank goes over to the stroller and picks up the baby.
Look, I think this whole gravity thing is a scam. If we just open our minds to what's possible, instead of believing everything we were inculcated into believing in school, we could just break this stupid gravity trap.
Frank takes the baby overhead and lets go. Izzy gasps and reaches out. A red light pulsates and the action moves into slow motion. Baby starts to tumble towards the ground. Izzy takes a flying leap and catches her in her arms just before she hits. The baby is fine. Izzy is bruised and shaken. The action returns to normal.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What are you, crazy? You almost killed our child.
You don't know that.
You lifted her over your head and smashed her toward the ground.
No, I just dropped her. Maybe she would have been fine, But you, with your rigid, cowardly adherence to the norms, prevented us from finding out.
As he stands up, puts the baby back in the stroller, she grabs the diaper bag and starts packing up toys.
What's going on?
What do you mean?
What is going on?
What do you mean?
What the hell is going on?
What do you mean? It's obvious, isn't it? I'm leaving.
Why?
Why?
Just because we have a difference of opinion? Aren't you the one who's always saying we should be open to new ideas?
I take it back.
I can't believe you're leaving just because.
Because you were willing to kill our daughter?
No, I wasn't.
Right.
He leaves with the baby. Frank sits for a minute, peeved, but not quite as upset as it seems he should be. An apple falls on his head.
Ow!
Curtain.
Kat, oops, I don't even know how to say how brilliant that was.
That is so great.
And how exactly like several marriages I know have been lately.
Thank you. Excellent reading, of course. Very funny. Very well.
Oh, spot on. All right, we have one last play that we're going to read. I want to say again, if people are tuning in or just spinning around YouTube, that this is something we do once a month. These are plays that were written in 45 minutes while Anath and I fired ridiculous suggestions at them. That's why certain moments in them sound like certain moments in other people's plays. But it's a huge, wonderful experiment, and how many different ways people's imaginations can go, especially when they have a time limit and they got no time to think. Our last play, I'm looking forward to it very much, is written by Bill Marsili. And Bill will tell everyone what his suggestion was that he got from us and whatever else he feels we need to know.
Sure. I asked for the suggestion for a strange or rare ingredient. And among the suggestions were pot, saffron, garlic wings, mud. Anath suggested arsenic. And the one I went with was whale spout mist. This for the actor's reading, there's an unfamiliar word in the script. It's pronounced orgeat. It's spelled O-R-G-E-A-T, like orgeat or something. It's pronounced orgeat, just so you know. Orgeat, yeah. And I will read the stage directions and depart the stage. The other thing I'll let everybody know is that this has actually been written as a short film, screenwriting being mostly my gig. So stuff you couldn't do on stage is happening here. All right. And I won't read parentheticals, folks, just so you know. If it's not a set apart stage direction, it's all yours. Okay, here I go off. The Forbidden Cocktail, it's called. Fade in. Exterior tropical beachside, day. High palm trees sway in the ocean breeze on a beach where the jungle has nearly reached the shoreline. A mainlander in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts, Don the Beachcomber, has just brought his dinghy to shore. He plants the handle of his oar in the sand and twists it, then throws a rope over it to secure his small boat. He brings his hand to his brow to shield it from the sun and peers into the jungle thicket. Then he reaches into the boat behind him and hauls out a baby stroller filled with clinking bottles of rum, mixers, and tropical fruits. Fighting the wet sand, he rolls it up the beach and onto an overgrown path, barely visible through the jungle. Exterior, Trader Ray's Tiki Shack, day. A gray-haired man in a pork pie hat and beach shirt, Trader Ray, stands behind the bar of a bamboo tiki shack. Hanging glass floats, coconuts, pufferfish, and bamboo create a colorful tropical decor. Behind him are shelves filled with every imaginable kind of rum from every clime in the world. Ray takes a long drag on a marijuana cigarette and bites into a garlic wing as he wipes sand off the bar with a dirty rag. He looks up as he hears Don approach with his clinking baby stroller.
Don, my old friend, you found me at last.
Ray, old bastard. Yes, indeed I did. And it's taken me years.
Don sits on a bamboo stool at the bar and wipes his brow.
Bribes, treasure maps, a Russian roulette contest in Maui. You don't know what I had to go through just to get people to reveal your secret tiki hideaway. And now that I found you, you know why I'm here, Ray. You know what I want.
No, Don, no. I swore
You have to.
I would never make that drink again. You don't know the cost, the toll in humanity.
I only know the legends. Men have died to taste this cocktail, killed in hopes of obtaining the recipe, a recipe that only you know.
Don pulls out a pistol, levels it at Ray.
A cocktail that you are going to make for me right now.
Pina colada, then?
Don't toy with me, Ray. You're going to make it, and I'm going to watch. The Macadamia Mermaid. Now.
I might not have all the ingredients.
I've brought everything you could possibly need right here, and I've done my research, so don't try to bluff me. It's the portions, the mixture that I've never been able to get quite right.
You know the secret ingredients?
Most of them. Starts with that cocktail shaker and lots of crushed ice. No false moves, Ray.
Ray picks up a metal cocktail shaker, scoops a solid helping of pebble ice into it, reaches to the shelf behind him, then reaches to the shelf behind him, then reaches to the shelf behind him.
Lots of ingredients.
He lines up 3 bottles of various rums on the bar, begins to pour out.
1 ounce of Amber Virgin Isles rum. 1 ounce of 151 proof Demerara rum. 1.5 ounces of Kona Kahlua.
Kona Kahlua, got it.
Pinch of saffron.
He adds it, then gestures to Don's feet.
Your sandal.
What?
Your sandal. Give me your one of your sandals.
Don frowns, pulls one off, and hands it across the bar. Ray grins and uses the tip of his lemon knife to scrape the sole over the shaker.
Mud. A little bit.
Mud?
Adds an earthiness.
He hands the sandal back. Don is looking more dubious by the minute as Ray takes a swizzle and stirs.
Let that breathe. Aerate for 30 seconds. So what are you going to do once I've given you the recipe?
I think you know.
Don's still holding the gun.
It doesn't matter. You'll never be able to make it yourself, even if you do know.
Keep going. I know there's more.
Ray stops stirring, pulls a key from his pocket, unlocks a cabinet under the bar, and produces a small vial with an eyedropper cap.
2 drops, no more, no less, of my secret Ray's mix number 2.
Which is?
Half vanilla syrup, half orgeat syrup, pinch of cinnamon.
Remind me what orgeat syrup is again.
Almond extract, smoky.
Ray adds the 2 drops, puts the lid on the shaker, and shakes vigorously, rattling the ice.
You bring Sam?
You know I wouldn't drink with anyone else.
Don produces an old Toucan Sam-styled tiki mug. Its porcelain grin evident. Puts it on the bar, waits. Ray pours out the contents of the shaker into Don's mug, sets the shaker on the bar, adds a cocktail umbrella speared to a cherry as the garnish, and slides the mug to Don.
Enjoy.
No. You didn't add the last ingredient. The most legendary.
Don reaches into the baby stroller, produces a small spritzer.
A spritz of whale spout mist. You do not know what I went through to get this.
You have done your homework well. I'm oddly quite flattered.
Don hands over the spritzer. Ray shoots a spray of whale spout mist over the top of the drink, drops a straw into it.
Enjoy.
Don closes his eyes, brings the straw to his lips, and sips. His eyes roll back in his head. For a moment, he's too moved, too enraptured to speak.
Heaven. Sheer tiki drink heaven. There's no actual macadamia in this, is there?
One of the ways I've thrown men like you off the scent of the actual recipe.
Ray, we may hate each other, but this is the perfect drink.
Ray nods. Don takes one more sip.
No macadamia nut, but I do taste that orgeat. Almond, right?
Not quite.
Oh?
You know what else tastes like almonds? My real secret ingredient just now?
Arsenic. Oh,
Arsenic.
Don's eyes roll back in his head, stay rolled back, and he falls off the stool to the sand.
Mahalo.
He takes a bite of garlic wing and chews. Fade out.
Ah,
oh, if you gotta go, you know.
even knowing that arsenic was, even though you told us at the beginning arsenic was one of the things that was going to be in it, I was surprised. Hearing almond didn't make me think of that. I just was, it's very fun. I have to say that I have really enjoyed this version of Right Away, Anat. I like the one person audience.
I could not use enough suggestion. She's the audience.
I know. And it was just so fun for me to sit back and relax and I wish, Chris, you'd been in more things because both your characters are so fun and extreme. And I think this is the first time as a cold, all these plays are read cold. Nobody's read them before, but although it's happened to me, I had a lot of fun watching what I think was somebody reading a script and trying not to crack up at what they did. And still doing a great characterization. Thank you, Nath. You have anything you want to throw in?
Oh, you're still on mute, dear.
You got your microphone is off.
First of all, it was really, really fun. And I got to read what I was supposed to read and be here. So it was like
Perfect.
perfect. And it was really so enjoyable. It was ingenious. All of these were so ingenious. And the reading was so good. Yeah. Even my dog is approving of it. Yeah.
Super fun. That's why we keep doing it. Even every time we're like, oh, we don't have time, we just can't stop because it's such a fun project.
Yeah.
Yes. And anyone who's watching this, I know that some of you signed up to be here, and I'm glad that we are able to record them for you and let you see them. If you want to join us live next time, go to synergytheater.com and check out their online programming. It's not up there yet, but it will be soon, the oncoming ones that you can register for. And if you want to make a contribution, go to PayPal and look for Freestyle Repertory Theater, and that's how you do it. We appreciate all contributions, but we do not require them. We love the contribution of time and ideas.
Okay.
So I'm going to take us off our live stream, and if anyone wants to stick around and talk, we'll do.